Hi, I'm Christine and I'm from Selfless Yoga. My Instagram has been really focusing on deepening my yoga practice. Now, I did this challenge for myself to practice yoga every single day for 30 days. I wanted to share how it felt going through a 30-day of practicing yoga. For me, I've been practicing yoga for a couple of years now. I feel my practice have gotten really deep after I've done my teacher training. I did my teacher training in Yoga Puna Bali in Indonesia. It was a beautiful experience. I was there for 30 days. I really was able to deepen my knowledge as well as my practice. It really became such a union within. Now, this 30-day challenge, why did I do it? I said to myself, I wasn't very consistent. I would practice maybe 3-4 times a week. There would be times where may not practice. I may not put the effort in. I wasn't as serious with my practice. And yes, of course, I try to practice every day, but I would make excuses. So I said to myself, what can I do for accountability to really show up on my mat? So let me just go ahead and just do a little challenge for myself, practice every single day and just see where it goes. Because when I went to teacher training, I had 100% devotion in my practice. It was just me and my mat, the yogis around me with my teachers. Yes, it was amazing. I was consistent there. But coming home to a family, to a job, to all the responsibility that happens in the life of a yogi with a family working, it definitely makes things a little bit more trickier. So the first week, I would say that it was very difficult because yes, I practice, but sometimes it'd be 2 days a week, right? Depending on what's going on. But that first week of consistent practice and putting myself out there, waking up early in the morning consistently. Sometimes I couldn't wake up early depending on my body, how my body felt. But after that first week, I had a lot of soreness in my neck, my shoulders, my arms. I definitely felt a lot more discomfort in my body. One of my yoga teachers staff told me that soak in Epsom salt, take baths. And I remember during my teacher training, taking sesame oil and rubbing all my joints. I did that and it really, really helped. And I also had to remind myself to give myself time. With any new thing you're introducing into your body, it's gonna challenge your body and your body's not used to it. Your body's also transforming into this beautiful flower, right? A lot of darkness from within myself was really coming to the surface. Maybe it was coming out in different parts of my body that I wasn't aware of. Because now I'm really fully present with myself in that yoga practice. Even if you're in a class or you're at home, you're 100% mindful and present with yourself, which is so beautiful. And so the first week, honestly, I don't think I could practice for every single day because I try to start my mind, right? The chitta within the mind. I was starting to make excuses. Maybe I don't need to do this, or maybe I shouldn't do that. And I said to myself, no, Christine, accountability. You're going to keep practicing. There was like a little sound in the back of my head saying, you're going to keep practicing. The second week, things started transforming. Some days I could not wake up early. The first week I was waking up consistently every morning. But depending on my body, I needed rest, depending on how late I went to bed the night before because of the children and taking care of my family. I started incorporating more focused sessions of teaching yoga with my friends and family, putting a lot of effort into that. Not just my friends, but with my children, with my husband, with really putting effort in there just to teach. Because yoga is just not for me, it's for the community. Selflessly, I just wanted to share as much as I know. Of course, I don't know everything. I'm growing. I'm still a student. But it was just exciting to share and practice. A lot of times you could just practice, people notice things, maybe feel different energies about you, and you're like, what is she doing? And not that's what I was expecting. The children were more, oh, mommy, you did your practice, you're very calm. Or they'll just notice how my mood would shift, which is so beautiful. The times when, at times I was like, I can't practice. I said to myself, no, I'm going to practice. Even if it was 5 minutes, I went on my mat. Maybe I did sun salutations. Maybe I did a gentle stretch session because my body needed rest. Focusing on pranayama, breath work, doing some meditation. I think meditation was one of the hardest things to keep consistent with. But what I did was after work, I would go in my car and I would sit in my car and put a little timer for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on the afternoon, and just give myself that time to fill up my tank because I've given so much. I've cared so much. I've given so much of myself, and I needed to restore myself before I went home. And I did it. That really helped. Just before I drove out of the parking lot at my job, I sat in my car and I meditated, or I did breath work. I just had time for myself, reflecting, just sitting in silence and reflecting, which is very difficult for me at times because my mind goes in different directions. I noticed when I followed my breath, felt my sensations within my body, and just slowed down, that I really was able to go within. And it was really beautiful. Practicing after the second week, the third week, I started feeling stronger. I felt some days, of course, I was tired, and my practice is never the same. It's always dynamic. Some days I can practice for an hour, 2 hours. It's so interesting how my body is. And sometimes I can't practice for long, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I was okay with that. I said to myself, it's about consistency. It's about being on my mat and just putting the effort in and not giving up. I look through the videos of my practice. Oh, there's a geese. I'm not looking for any specific gain. It's not to say I'm going to do this amazing headstand, or I'm going to do this amazing shoulder stands, or I'm going to do lotus. I said I would love to learn those things and keep an open mind. There's a lot of curiosity from within, but I just wanted to be consistent and see what happened. But I realized my body, I feel the, I usually constantly have neck tension, shoulder tension. Of course, it's stress, but I was having that. I would always have it. I realized on the fourth week that neck pain I was having, even throughout the years, shoulder pain, spine pain, joint pain, it's pretty subsided. It was a lot less, which is very unique. I didn't realize that, paying attention to little things of detail within my body. This mindset of I want to do more. My journey now is to be more focused on my practice because that's my journey. I love my practice of yoga. But within my practice of yoga, I've discovered that I'm really into arm balances. I can't do a lot of arm balances yet. Being more into balancing because that helps to shift the mind and the body. If I'm out of balance, that can also be, I could be out of balance in my life personally. And I'm okay with that. I accept myself for how it is. Even the Selfless, I'm just excited to start learning more, deepening my practice in different ways. My children are excited on this journey with arm balance, handstand, tuck handstands. That's my journey these past couple of days, even within my practice, to incorporate my children into my practice, to kind of have a union with each other. Also help with my patience and be more compassionate. I'm gonna do this with the children. All different types of things. I can't do a lot of it. Am I upset at myself? No, because it's the journey. I mean, yoga for me, the practice of yoga is a lifelong practice. Even this lifetime, the next lifetime, to me, there's no end goal as long as I am focusing on being a good person, working on myself each and every day, which is a hard work, but I'm doing it. Also with the environment and socially, working on the way I treat the world and within myself, treating within the world is very important to me. The niyamas and yamas, so important to me. Practicing my asana practice keeps my body nice and healthy and supple. Pranayama, really focusing on my breath and how that breath really calms my nervous system and keeps me really present within myself. And then also keeping going on with the 8 limbs of yoga, because I love meditating too. Even at times when I meditate, my mind is going in all different directions. It's going about yesterday. It's going about tomorrow. What happened in my past. It's fine. Let it happen, like clouds in the sky. I watch it. I go back to my breath, and I'm patient with myself because it's not always meant to be fully silent. There's times to reflect on those thoughts and then go back to the breath and work through it. So I just wanted to share that a little bit with you, my 30 days of practicing yoga. And I'm going to keep on going, showing practice. And even if it's short, I'm just going to show it. It's fine. It may not be the best recording at times, but I love sharing this with you authentically, how I felt about it. And YouTube and sharing teaching of yoga has been very difficult for me, putting myself out there and being vulnerable. It's very hard for me to really put myself out there, but I said to myself, it's okay. It's a journey. I'm also learning how to be a teacher, how to speak, how to explain things, how to break things down, maybe being more silent, more pausing. So much learning different sequence within the Ashtanga Vinyasa system, because for me, for example, I have a very busy life. Even if it's a 15-minute class, it's better than no class. It's better than no practice. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.